Hello folks, my name is Scott, and I'm the creator of Scott's Drone View. Welcome to my channel. Well, if you watched my other video about my new purchases, you saw how I was able to be in front of the camera now. But what I really wanted to do was introduce myself, kind of give you a little bit about what my focus is with the channel, give you a little bit of how I got here. So here we go. Number one, I'm 51 years old, and back in August of 2017 I had a medical issue, and finally got cleared of that medical issue in June of 2018. And after that I thought, man, you really need to find yourself a hobby. And so I looked at many different things, physical things, not so physical things, you know. But finally I came upon one. And how I came upon one was I was playing a game or watching a video, and a ad came across. And it advertised a drone that was like under $100. So I passed on it and then decided, second time it came through, I thought, you know, that's maybe something I can think about for a hobby. And, well, third time's a charm, so I bought it. Now, I had no idea what I was actually getting. I was expecting something a little bit closer to a Mavic. At least that's what was advertised. And I fell for it. But what I actually got was an Eachines E58. And I was so happy. You know, I got it and got home. Took about 2 weeks to get it here. And got home, it was here, and yay. And had already bought some extra batteries and everything like that. So I had a battery charge, popped it in, went outside and started to fly it, and within, I want to say about 2 or 3 minutes, it decides to go boink into the side of the shed. Propellers first, slides down the shed, and well, I learned it's not that easy to control a drone, period. And the problem with the Eachines is it's very wind dependent. A small wind can come along and it just goes off. If there's no wind, I can trim it out. I can keep that thing as steady as possible now, and I can fly it with a lot of fun. And I got good about flying around the trees here in the yard and around things here in the yard. I had no idea about laws and rules and everything like that. I didn't take it up high. I just had it, you know, about 15, 20 feet here in the yard. And one thing I learned, though, was that I wanted something a little bit more. And so I started watching YouTube, watched about droning, watched about how to control a drone, watching what kind of drones were out there and everything like that. And I had been watching YouTube over how to fly a drone. So anyway, you know, started looking. I looked at the Parrot Anafi. I looked at Altel products. I looked at DJI products. I looked at Evolve products. I looked at a bunch of different things. And I finally had an idea of what I wanted. And This was about the end of September, beginning of October. So now I knew I was going to get another drone. So I had a path I had to follow, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But in the end, I ended up with the Phantom 4 Pro V2. Now, like I said, I started to make my decision end of September, beginning of October. It wasn't until about mid-February where I actually made my purchase. And if you watch my purchase video, you'll see how quickly they went. So it arrived February 22nd, the Phantom. And that's 2 days before my 51st birthday. So I was so happy. I mean, I love flying the Phantom. I am so happy that I got the Phantom. It is so worth it. I understand the Mavic, I understand the portability, but I really love the Phantom. So, now my direction for the channel really is about, I want to take you on this adventure because I'm learning. I'm learning how to do this. I'm learning how to fly. I'm learning how to control a drone. I'm learning how to do video. I'm learning about how to produce video. It's a lot to learn. And so I'm going to take you along on this venture. And I'm going to keep buying equipment in order to be able to do that. So hopefully you come along. But what's more important to me is I found my hobby. So now there's a couple people, YouTubers, that I really would like to recognize. They really influenced me to do this. So the first one that I want to mention is Russ over at 51 Drones. He's actually the first channel that I had subscribed to. And I love his viewpoint. I love the way he looks at things. He's very up to date on laws, on regulations, making sure you're flying properly. Like I said, mine arrived February 22nd. On February 22nd, while I was actually getting my drone out and doing updates and everything like that, I was watching YouTube and saw from Russ that you need to put your registration number on the outside. Wow. So I learned something. Another thing about Russ was he did a review on this little guy here, the Firefly 8 SE. And he's the reason that I have the Firefly 8 SE. I plan on upgrading here ASAP, but it's what I have. And that's what I'm using to film with. So thank you, Russ, for not only your reviews, but your information. And by all means, go back and check him out if you're interested in droning. Another one is Rick at Drone Valley. Now, by his own admission, he is an engineering geek. All right? He loves engineering. He has an engineering degree, and he goes into so many different, I mean, he does home networking, home video, home security, power chargers, drones, all different kinds of things. But he's mainly focused on drones. So I love his geekiness. I love how he digs down into things. I learn things. I learned things about the Osmo. I've learned things about DJI. I've learned things about the Phantom. I've learned things about the Mavics. Uh, I really appreciate his channel, so please go see what he has to offer. Now, the third one is Bill at Bill the Drone Reviewer. Great channel, does excellent reviews, up to date on news, brings out possibilities, discussions over what could be, what can be, what is. Just recently got a Phantom himself, so really glad you did that. But he does a 1 hour show, 7 p.m. Eastern time, on YouTube live. Brings in other YouTubers, brings in other people that are in the industry, all kinds of things that really help you to make decisions and really help you to understand what's happening in the industry. And then we come to Ken Haren. Now, Ken is a little special. That's the only way I can describe him. He is a lot of fun, okay? Ken is a former radio host, has gotten into aerial photography, videography, and everything like that. He is an excellent pilot. He does things I don't think I would attempt yet with my drone. He does fly overs, fly unders, fly throughs that I'd be scared to death to take my Phantom there. So anyway, he does a live show also, 2 hours on Thursday nights, 7 p.m. either Eastern or Central. I can't remember. He's in Memphis when he does it, so I don't know if it's Central or Eastern, but I think it's Central. But the other thing about Ken is he has a slow motion camera. Oh my God. Some of the things he does with that, you just gotta see. All right. He does also take some compilation videos of people from around the world and brings them together and produces them and does lovely, lovely videos that hopefully one day maybe I can get a part in one of his videos. The last one that I'd like to mention is Mike over at Drone Supremacy. Now, I caught him doing something pretty stupid. He was trying to drive along with his Mavic, following his car. That's the first thing that caught my eye about him. But yeah, he's actually a very good droner. If you can find that video on his site, Drone Supremacy, yeah, look at that. But he's kind of moved over to videography and video production. Has just gotten a new Sony camera that he is just in love with and everything like that. And I don't blame him. If I had the money to do that, yeah, I'd be in love with it too. But I really appreciate his work and really think you need to see what he has to offer. Now, there's so many to mention. Billy Kyle, who is in, he's in the industry. He does video mapping, or not video mapping, 3D mapping and all kinds of things, roof inspections. He has an Inspire, a Phantom, la-di-da. He's very good. Does some wonderful, wonderful videos. And a lot of education out of his videos too. Worth checking out. Another one is Original Dobo. That's kind of a partner of Billy's. They do a lot of work together, but he does some great reviews. Just today, I watched him say, look, let DJI work out what's going on with the Phantom. Stop making predictions about what's happening with the Phantom. Because right now, you can't find a Phantom new. They don't know what's happening. Nobody knows what's happening with the Phantom line. The fraud case with the parts issues has really affected the Phantom. And everybody's speculating about what's happening with the new Phantom. And is it alive? Is it dead? No, just stop. Just stop speculating. That's a wonderful video. Thank you, original. Another one is Kelly over at Ready Set Drone. He does a bunch of different type of drones, and he does some wonderful work with it. Comparisons. I think he's involved with the development and everything of CES down in Dallas. Maybe the wrong name, I don't know, but I know he's involved in putting on, trade shows and stuff like that. But really, really great guy to go and check out. Love his videos. And now, one more, Dustin Dunhill. Now he does all different kinds of RC. He does submersibles. He does RC trucks, RC cars, boats, planes. I don't know what all he does. But he lives in Hawaii. And he goes up into the mountains and does range tests that go for miles. And I mean as far miles as he can take it. I've literally seen him land a drone in the dark, with almost 0%. Almost 0% battery. How he pulled that off, I don't know. It was, wow. And another one to watch about videography is Peter McKinnon. Now, of course, he has million viewers, and on his videos he gets 500,000 views, higher, some lower, whatever. But he really is an incredible person to just watch, and how he presents things. And actually, my intro that I'm using right now, where the drone comes flying across, that's something that I learned from him. And so, yeah, watch these people. They teach you. You learn. If you are really interested in doing droning, look at it. Figure out if this is something you're willing to do. Figure out if this is something you want to do. Figure it if it's something you have time for and can do. So, now, last thing I'd like to touch on is kind of a little bit about the path of how I got there. Already described about getting the EA Sheens. Flew it. Had issues. But I got hooked, and I knew I wanted to continue, and I knew I wanted a new drone. So, what drone did I want? Did I want a racing drone that I could fly around the house or fly around obstacles and everything like that? Always be tweaking, working with different controllers, have 5 controllers. I mean, which one am I using to control this drone right now? What parts am I using? And no, that's not me. I wanted something that it's complete. I'm going to pop it up and I'm going to go and do what I want to do. So, of course, I went down the photography path. And when you get into that, you're getting into more expense. Not necessarily more expense, but you know what I mean. Your initial is quite a bit of money. So decide what you want to do with the drone. Do you want to put it up and film a family gathering in the backyard? Do you want to fly around the house? Do you want to go out and do videography of some of the most beautiful places you can find on earth? Yeah, make that kind of decision. Next thing is, how can I afford it? So, yeah, it took me a little bit to kind of work through my finances and say, all right, look, I can do this, I can do that, and I can do this, but not financially hurt myself and pay my bills and make sure that I can survive. I can eat, I can live, I can have some fun, I can survive, period, you know? So, that's another consideration, is look at your financial situation. If you have the money there to go and do it, then go and do it. Then it came down to which product, and I went back and forth. Mavic, Phantom, Mavic, Phantom, and like I said, my decision was in late September, beginning of October, purchased in mid-February, so bink, 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 bink for several months. And, well, what I have is the Phantom. So, the last thing I have to say is create a plan, put it together, and follow it. I knew I'd need more equipment than just a drone. The Firefly. Microphone. I need a microphone. I'd like to upgrade, you know, from the Firefly. I need a gimbal for the camera. I need so much more. But this is what I want to do. I made my decision. This is the thing I want to do, and I want to get better at it. And so that brings me back to the focus of this channel. The focus of this channel is I really want to bring you along on this. And yeah, it's an adventure for me. I've not done this. This is fun. I'm learning. I'm 51 and I'm learning. I mean, creating YouTube content, Instagram, which I don't do, Twitter, which I don't do, Facebook, which I really try to stay away, but for this, I'm gonna do it. So now, it's time for me to go out there and do it, and get it done. So I want you to come along on this adventure. I want you to see what happens. I want you to see it all. Come along, like, subscribe, and by all means, take care.